I was like, I'm gonna be way better at doing YouTube videos during the summer. And then in May, I did a canyoning guiding course, got my brain fully into canyoning mode, got had the next the rest of that month was like pretty much non-stop working. Oh, I've got my camera on a weird setting, so if I do this, well, that's a bit horrible. I'll try and stay still. Yeah, so just got totally into work mode and could not split my attention to do videos. I have realised this summer that is how my brain works, and that trying to do multiple intense things at the same time that require brain power and energy and stuff just not actually an option. So going forwards, going to try and think things through a bit more sensibly. But yeah, it is November and I'm not in the best place. And a few weeks ago, I don't really know how to explain at the moment. I just basically am back in autistic burnout, and it took a chat with my therapist that I'd been seeing online through the summer to actually point it out, because usually when I hit burnout, it's usually physical first. Usually my body just says no. I literally just can't get up and do stuff. And this time it was weird. I was volunteering for a weekend and my brain just went no. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't think. I couldn't make decisions. I couldn't even speak. Luckily I had friends around. I just couldn't function. And then the physical tiredness caught up afterwards. So that's been fun. I was so shattered yesterday that I spent the day in bed. It was probably after midday by the time I actually managed to get up properly for something other than just a pee. And frustrating. I'm going to reposition because my neck's sore today. So ignore the mess in the back of the van that I need to sort out. The other side is worse. So I'm at my parents' house in Devon, and I had a few things come up with the van back in October, right when I really didn't have the energy for them, where I got some damp behind a wall, which it turns out seems to have just been from particularly bad weather, normal for October, combined with me staying still on another tired day, also cooking in the van, bad idea in that weather, and the insulation in the top bit of my wall panel having slipped slightly. It's been in there 2.5 years. It was kind of at a point where I guess I needed to check everything. So yeah, that seemed to have slipped slightly. And then I can't do thoughts very well at the moment. I had ply on top of metal, which has insulation behind it, but apparently that's not enough. That ply wall wasn't actually screwed fully in place until last January. So I guess I hadn't had an autumn where the ply was against the metal. Once again, not outside metal, has insulation behind it, but touches outsidey metal, and apparently that's just not good enough in crazy weather. And luckily, it's usually the end that my head is overnight, but because I was on a slight slope where I was part volunteering, when I realised I had the issue, it was actually a blanket tucked down the end of my mattress, and I pulled it out in the morning and it was wet. That might have just done me in that day. So I'm trying to deal with it basically, and I had some other projects that have been waiting on absolute ages to finish up in the van. So I'm trying to work on them. So I've had to remove my bed to get my walls out. The only issue with this is my cousin and his family are coming to stay at my parents' this weekend, and they need the bed that I'm sleeping in inside. So I need my bed back in the van, which means, and I don't want to take it back out again afterwards because it's a bit of a faff. So I need to finish what I'm doing with the walls and behind the walls and the back doors whilst very tired in the next 2.5 days, basically. And then get everything back in the van and the bed back in. Luckily it's been dry, but I don't really have the energy for this right now. But I also need it done before I get back into the van, because otherwise that's going to be even more stressful. Please don't judge my very dodgy wheel arch covering. I understand that you're supposed to make it better than that, but I have limited time and I couldn't make it work. So that is my wall. Again, obviously the carpet's not super tight because it's all squidgy insulation under there. But the wall is going on top of that, so you're not actually gonna see it. But it should be a lot warmer and, yeah, get rid of the weird condensation issues I had recently. So yesterday, when I stupidly looked at my emails on a day that I probably shouldn't have, I realised that I had an email from YouTube, and I hadn't realised, but if you don't upload a video for a while, you fail to keep meeting their requirements to be a partner for monetization, they take it away from you. So I don't make very much off YouTube at the moment, especially with not putting videos up, but it's a tiny bit of money. It takes months for me to get paid because of hitting the amount to actually get money from them. But I don't really want that going back to YouTube, because the ads will still be there on my videos, but those few pennies or few pounds will be going back to YouTube. So apparently I have to upload a video. I'm not actually sure that's enough to meet the requirements, because, yeah, I just didn't really realise. I was like, everyone put such emphasis on like meeting those requirements to like first monetize, and I did that 3 years ago. And I have been a bit up and down with videos in the last 2 years, so no wonder really, but it's a little bit annoying. I started working on a video in July to do a little update in the summer. Recorded some bits, which I may pop into a video. I don't know. I need to actually go back and look at them. And then I got COVID. I was really ill and could not move. I spent 7 days or 8 days parked up in one place, which I'm not really cut out for. The van was not really cut out for. And in August, too many other people around in what used to be a quiet spot. Someone put it on Park for Night. No longer a quiet spot. That was not fun, and it took quite a while for my lungs to cope with work again. Yeah, it's been an interesting year. So I'm gonna try and make a video out of something in the next couple of weeks and put it up and see whether that counts, that YouTube aren't going to remove me from the partner program. And if not, then I'll assess what I'm going to do after that, because I hadn't really decided whether I was, what I'm doing basically. So I back in early October, I was all like, I finished work, kind of finished up quite quickly at the end of September this year. Hadn't been a great summer weather-wise, so no one was really eager to keep doing water sports. So yeah, I thought, I'll, take a tiny breather, catch up with myself, and then get back on videos. And then instead, I just ground to a complete halt. So that's fun. For anyone that doesn't know what autistic burnout is, I'm going to pop a link down in the description, because it is different to like traditional burnout, which I think they call occupational burnout these days, that most people have, that's very job related. And obviously there are similarities, but slightly different experience. I helped out a friend recently that was doing a video project for the first time for a course she's doing, and what she came up with was so gorgeous that it really made me want to make some beautiful videos. But I just don't know about energy and focus. So I'm kind of hoping it'll inspire me to get back into video making. But yes, energy is limited, and brain capacity is incredibly limited. And I have work that has to be done on the van in the next month and a bit. So I guess that has to take priority. I get really frustrated with all my unfinished projects, not just the van, but in video stuff. I had like 2 videos left, I think, to do of my France trip, or maybe 3, and it didn't happen because of work. And now I'm like, has it been too long? Do I go back and do them? Do I scrap all that video that is taking up space? Honestly, I've run out of space on all my devices again, so I at least need to sit and sift through and delete video that I'm now not going to use because I don't have space to keep filming and creating more video. Yeah, who knows? So that's where I'm at, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Don't really know. It's so weird trying to record when my brain is just like not doing great with words. So yeah, hopefully this has made some kind of sense. I need to get to work before I run out of energy again. Wish me luck.
I have been taking every opportunity to have a play in the sea whilst it's just down the road, and I have access to a hot shower after.